In the headlines, over 200,000 visitors anticipated for the 2019-2020 cruise season. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit defends his party's performance record against opposition critics ahead of the 2020 general elections. And the Ministry of Health makes progress on antimicrobial resistance detection and surveillance. I am Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, over 200,000 visitors to Dominica's shores during the 2019-2020 cruise season. Here is Julian Morris with that story.
The cruise season officially gets underway on 12th October and runs until April 2020. Director of Tourism Colin Piper says according to the schedule, Dominica should be receiving more cruise passengers this season.
Initially, I think we were going to be up just a little bit from last year. With a number of calls from the same brands and from the same corporations. Of course, Royal Caribbean is a big one. The Carnival Cruise, the Carnival Corporation brands. They have 13 brands underneath the Carnival Corporations, and I think we have all but about two or three calling to Dominica. And then, of course, some of the smaller lines that will call in the north, which is good because there's quite a few sites that have been improved upon in the north. And so that's a great experience for cruise passengers.
Based on feedback from the previous season, certain areas were highlighted which needed attention. Piper says work is ongoing to improve the visitor experience.
We typically get the great scores on the organized tours. We need to improve generally just when people walk about and go unaccompanied. That might partly be because they don't have as much information as they need to have. It may partly be because they don't know where they're going. They took a left instead of taking a right, these sorts of things. So generally we see areas where we can improve on would be things like signage, and just more public awareness to our citizens to make sure that they lend a helping hand when they need to.
Piper committed the authorities' efforts to continue improving the tourism product and guest experience in the country.
We're trying to continue to increase on the number of passengers, and of course focused on the two main things that the cruise ship companies are interested in, which is the guest experience, obviously, and not just on organized tours, but the guest experience throughout. So if they get out and walk the streets of Roseau, they get surveyed, and what we want is for them to indicate that they had a good time in the city of Roseau, with the organized tours, we want to make sure that we provide as much revenue for the cruise lines, because they are in a for-profit business and they need to make sure that they can cover their costs in coming to Dominica. And so we want to, where we can, make sure that we positively impact those things.
The DDA recently completed a training course for frontline service providers, which Piper believes will add to the visitor experience for the 2019-2020 cruise season.
In other talk stories, fisher folk to benefit from a multi-million-dollar agreement with the World Bank later this month. Minister for Fisheries Reginald Austrie says the project is among several government initiatives to continue helping the fisheries sector rebound and improve after Hurricane Maria.
The government of Dominica, recognizing the numerous needs within the sector, negotiated a financing agreement with the World Bank to the tune of 67.5 million EC dollars for the rehabilitation of the agriculture, forestry, and fishery subsector. A total of $5 million has been allocated for the construction of 100 fiberglass boats, the purchase of 65 50 to 100 horsepower engines, two-stroke, the reconstruction of 7 boat building sheds, and the construction of 20 canoes as a first phase of that project.
Mr. Austrie informed the fishing community that the ministry will receive expressions of interest for this project later this month.
The project will launch the expression of interest on the 21st of October 2019, a condition set by the World Bank. The procurement process has begun for the purchase of the engines, and it's expected that the engines will be on island on or about the 21st of November 2019. These engines will be distributed as part of the program to eligible fishers.
Outside of this World Bank project, there are other developments in the fishing sector to improve the industry and work environment for fisherfolk. According to Mr. Austrie, these include ongoing discussions for the construction of fish landing sites in Saint-Sauveur, Stowe and Capuchin. On to health matters. Over 50 healthcare providers now better equipped to strengthen the national antimicrobial resistance detection and surveillance. This was the aim of a training session held earlier this week by the Ministry of Health and Social Services. As the ministry continues to monitor the spread of dengue and keeps up its surveillance of other diseases on island, healthcare providers participated in the workshop to strengthen antimicrobial resistance AMR detection and surveillance, strengthen capacity to conduct high-quality testing for the detection of AMR, and use of lab results to monitor trends and improve prescribing practices. The workshop was facilitated by PAHO and WHO consultant and microbiologist Gennaro Romero Thomas.
Efficient AMR surveillance system as part of health systems strengthening are necessary to reduce mortality and morbidity. Accurate, reliable, and timely laboratory testing is an essential component of surveillance and effective disease prevention and management. High-quality AMR testing is essential for clinicians to make accurate diagnoses, formulate treatments, plans, and subsequently monitor the effects of treatment. So, initial AMR laboratory strengthening activities have been conducted in 9 countries, including Dominica. Project will build upon these initiatives and focus on advancing them to further strengthen laboratories in these countries. Focus on laboratory strengthening activities according to needs of individual countries and improve data collection, sharing, and use to combat AMR.
On the political scene, DLP 2020 candidate for Solihull, Catherine Daniel, is seeking to impress on her constituents that she should be given another term in office to represent them whenever the next general elections is called. Addressing a gathering at her endorsement on Thursday night, Daniel said, following Hurricane Maria, government made the welfare of the people a top priority.
When I offered myself for service in 2014, there was much we were hoping to achieve during the mandated 5 years. But as the saying goes, man proposes, God disposes. And so, with 2 natural disasters, there had to be a diversion of plans. Housing became a major priority. Over $3 million so far had to be expended on repairs as a result of Hurricane Maria. Small business owners had to receive financial relief. Our farmers and fisherfolk who suffered loss of livelihood had to be catered for. And so, projects intended to uplift the community had to be put on hold. And so it was back to the drawing board.
Daniel says Labour Party members of Parliament joined hands with Prime Minister Skerrit after Hurricane Maria and demonstrated their concern for and commitment to the people through their efforts.
Every parliamentary representative took on their role with Herculean strength in service to their people after Maria. We ensured that when the supplies were, we were there to get it to our people. We organized teams in the communities to effect smooth delivery. And so, at this stage, I would like to express my thanks to those who came forward to lend their support, using their resources, their homes, their time, their talent, their skills, their treasures, to ensure that the vulnerable people were served. All this was made possible through the efforts of a government who in every way commits to the Lord whatever it does, thus ensuring success at every step of its plan. Which leader did you hear? Which leader did you see? Which leader cared? We the power reps executed the plan, but it was our dynamic leader, Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, who sussed it all. It is only in times like these that you appreciate the outstretched arms of comfort and hope.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Welcome back. The CARICOM Secretariat celebrated International Day of the Girl Child along with the rest of the world on Friday under the theme Girl Force, Unscripted and Unstoppable.
The celebration of International Day of the Girl Child began in 2012 and occurs every year on the 11th of October. This year's theme focuses on the achievements by, with, and for girls with an objective of addressing the challenges girls face in the process of fulfilling their human rights. The day is also meant to allow for more attention to be given to girls to empower them with a platform to voice their concerns about their future. The CARICOM Secretariat continues to work towards the Sustainable Development Goals SDGs. In this instance, special attention is given to SDG 5, gender equality, affording every girl child a fair chance in life, the right to an education, good health care, and access to the basic necessities of life, including ICT. In working towards this goal, the Secretariat puts measures in place for the empowerment of women and girls.
The Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities has launched its 13th National Dollar Day. Here is Juliet Morris with more.
The DAPD's National Dollar Day has become a regular feature on the Independence calendar. The association uses this activity as one of its signature fundraising events, imploring the public to donate financially to help with its various programs and projects. President of the DAPD, Irma Raymond Joseph, says unfortunately the association has never been able to reach its target amount over the project's 13-year history.
This local fundraising initiative was designed to have the population of Dominica donate to a worthy cause. On the inception of the activity, it was widely felt that based on the population at the time, if every Dominican were to support by donating at least $1, DAPD could raise $70,000 and have sufficient funds to cover a significant amount of operating expenses. With funds sourced from external donors, agencies, and other partners, we would then be able to support our members in various other ways. Our objective has never been met. Since on average, we have only been able to raise approximately 15% of that annual sum.
Dollar Day will be observed on Friday, 25th October. However, the association will be accepting financial contributions from the public under this project until the end of the year.
This year, we are hoping that we will see an improvement. The event is usually held to coincide with DAPD's anniversary on October 26. However, this is a 3-month project which ends on the 31st of December every year. We will have some of our members around the city on Friday, October 25th, which is also Journée Creole, and have a display mounted on the sidewalks of Prevost Cinema where persons can also make their contributions. We are again soliciting the support of Dominicans and visitors for this year's effort.
This year's National Dollar Day will be held under the theme, Your Treasure Ensures Our Sustainability.
Leader of the Dominica Labour Party has again sought to defend his party's performance ahead of the upcoming general elections. Opposition critics have questioned the DLP's performance during its time in office. The Prime Minister addressed the issue in Solihull Thursday night during the endorsement of Catherine Daniel as the party's candidate for the 2020 general elections.
They will go and attack us on all sorts of innuendos and lies. Because you know why they do that? They cannot challenge this Dominica Labour Party on performance. They cannot challenge us on performance. And when someone of them come and say about what Labour has done since we came into government, we can talk about millions of things that Labour Party has done for the people of Dominica. And if people want to know what Labour has done, check how many people in Dominica who did not have a high school certificate when Labour came into office and how many have now. Check to see how many people had no degrees when Labour came into office in 2000 and check how many have now in Dominica. How many had no homes and who have brand new homes calling their own here in Dominica. And how many communities had no pipe-borne water. No pipe on water. And check how many of us had picked nut trees in 2000 when Dominica Labour Party came about. And all these programs, my dear brothers and sisters, all these programs they criticize.
The Prime Minister believes it is critical that Dominicans give the DLP the mandate once more in 2020 to continue to build on the progress it has made so far.
So these elections, my brothers and sisters, is critical, it's important. That will decide whether our children
can go to school tomorrow or not. Whether our students can go and apply to universities and come to the government and say, I want to go to university. Understand this. And when you hear them say, but when they come into government, or if they come into government, they're going to stop the apartments. Yes, they will stop the apartments because they will have no means of building those apartments that Dominican Labour Party is building for people. They cannot give us biscuit, but they want to take on the bread from our mouth. That's not going to happen because the majority of Dominicans are saying they are sticking with Labour because it is safer with the Dominican Labour Party.
And Flow Dominica is partnering with the Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division once again this year in hosting the 14th Creole in the Park from 22nd to 24th October. The Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division has partnered with Flow Dominica from the inception of Creole in the Park, staged at the picturesque Botanic Gardens. Director of Forestry Minchinton Burton believes Creole in the Park is the foremost holistic national cultural event on the island, showcasing the best of Dominica's Creole food, arts and crafts, music and culture.
Overall, it has indeed proven to be a very successful and beneficial collaborative relationship, whereby the telecommunications company Flow has been able to bring together thousands of Dominicans and visitors alike for 4 days to enjoy the best of Dominica's music, cuisine and other cultural expressions, while enjoying and immersing themselves in this beautiful and breathtaking ambience that the Botanic Gardens has to offer. To my recollection, Creole in the Park event, organized by Flow, since it began, was only interrupted in 2015, I think, following the passage of Tropical Storm Erica, and again over the past 2 years, following the devastation wreaked on us by Hurricane Maria on September 18, 2017.
The collaboration between Flow Dominica and the Forestry Division is a mutually beneficial one. Financial support generated from Creole in the Park helps Forestry maintain the historic gardens.
We at the Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division, as custodians of the Botanic Gardens, are elated once again to partner with Flow in hosting this event in 2019. Over the years, the division has benefited much for the donation of parts of the proceeds of the gift receipts from Creole in the Park, which has enabled us to undertake a number of activities involving routine maintenance and enhancement within the gardens. These include, but not limited to, purchase of garden equipment, lawnmowers, brush cutters, head trimmers, etc., construction of the gazebo, installation of decorative pavers around the gazebo and around the various trees, park benches, purchase of ornamental plants, signage, interpretive displays, repair of the gates, reconstruction of equipment storage sheds, among others. On this occasion, as we begin preparations again to stage this amazing event, I wish to appeal to the various patrons to Creole in the Park to help us in ensuring that the upkeep of the gardens, even while we go about enjoying ourselves and immersing in these 4 days of explosive cultural expressions. Vendors in particular should avoid driving across the lawns as much as possible while in the process of transporting the supplies and equipment. We'd also like to appeal to the motoring public to please cooperate with the police and security personnel by avoiding the parking of vehicles within the precincts of the Botanic Gardens during the staging of the event.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
To end the news, the headlines again. Over 200,000 visitors to Dominica's shores for the 2019-2020 cruise season. Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett defends his party's performance record against opposition critics ahead of the 2020 general elections. And the Ministry of Health makes progress in antimicrobial resistance detection and surveillance. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend.